university recognises outstanding individuals who've contributed to society and their professions. We do this through the giving of honorary awards, and I'm delighted to say that we are honouring one such outstanding individual today. Vice-Chancellor, it was unanimously resolved by the Senate and the Council of the University to confer an honorary degree upon Dr. Louise Newson. Professor Julie Thornton, Professor of Cutaneous Biology, will present the candidate.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduands, it gives me enormous pleasure to provide the oration today to honour Dr. Louise Newson. Dr. Louise Newson is a physician, menopause specialist, and member of the UK Government's Menopause Taskforce. She is an award-winning doctor, educator, and author, committed to increasing awareness and knowledge of perimenopause and menopause. Described as the medic who kickstarted the menopause revolution, she has empowered a generation of women to have a greater understanding, choice, and control over their treatment, bodies, and mind. Dr. Louise Newson studied medicine at the University of Manchester before pursuing a career in hospital medicine and finally specialising in general practice. She is a member of the Royal College of Physicians, a Fellow of the Royal College of GPs, and a visiting Fellow at Murray Edwards College at the University of Cambridge. Louise is passionate about increasing awareness and knowledge of the perimenopause and the menopause, and campaigns for better menopause care for all women. She is the founder of the free award-winning Balanced Menopause Support app, which has had more than 1 million downloads to date, and the Balanced Menopause website. She hosts the weekly Dr. Louise Newson podcast, which has been ranked the #1 medical podcast in the UK, and she is also a Sunday Times best-selling author. In 2018, Dr. Louise founded the Newson Health in response to difficulties that many women experience in obtaining perimenopause and menopause treatment. A portion of Newson Health's profits fund much-needed research and education, as well as the Balance app and the numerous free resources available to people globally. She has also developed a menopause education programme for healthcare professionals, which has been downloaded by over 33,000 clinicians globally. She works with numerous organisations and charities, raising awareness of the needs of perimenopausal and menopausal women, and regularly appears in the media as an expert in women's hormone health. Louise is passionate about improving women's health and understanding the impact of hormones in disease prevention and maintenance of future health. Despite affecting 50% of the world's population, this has been a neglected area of medical research, creating enormous gaps in our knowledge and understanding. In turn, this has led to significant inequalities in women's healthcare, particularly in the field of healthy ageing. Louise is an advocate of inspiring research in this field and is collaborating with projects with several universities, including Cambridge, Liverpool, King's College London, and Cardiff. As the director of the Centre for Skin Sciences, a world-renowned research centre here at the University of Bradford, I personally have had a long-standing research interest in the role of hormones and skin and hair in health and disease, and the detrimental impact of menopause. And it's through these shared research interests that I first met Louise. I also lead one of the 11 networks that make up the UK Ageing Network, linking 28 UK universities with the aim to improve the quality of life with increasing age. Our network focuses on the skin microbiome, and Louise has been a member of our advisory board since its inception. She has played a significant role in helping to secure funding for the university for research into the impact of menopause and HRT on the skin microbiome. It is estimated that over 75% of age-related diseases in women are influenced by the menopause. Therefore, research into the biological mechanisms of menopause is vital to address these challenges and provide opportunities to improve healthy ageing. The University of Bradford is committed to becoming a menopause-friendly workplace, and promoting menopause awareness is vital. For several years, Louise has campaigned tirelessly to increase recognition and understanding of the menopause, and here at the University of Bradford, we are extremely fortunate that she is collaborating with us. Vice-Chancellor, in recognition of her national and international contribution to women's health, education, training, and her inspirational approach to raising awareness of menopause, I have great pleasure in presenting to you for the award of Honorary Degree of Doctor of Health, Dr. Louise Newson.
Wow. I'm just going to say something. So, by the authority vested in me, I admit you, Dr. Louise Newson, to the Doctor of Health of the University of Bradford, and thank you for accepting this honour. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, fellow graduates, guests, thank you so much for this award, which I have accepted, actually not just for me, but for the thousands, or rather millions of women and men who have benefited from my work and growing knowledge of and access to menopause and hormonal care. My mission is to improve the global health of women, and I know this is no mean feat, but I have thought that it is always better to have high ambitions with the knowledge that I might fail, rather than achieving all my goals and becoming complacent. I wanted to become a medical doctor at a very young age. Even playing hospitals with my father, aged 7, I made him be the nurse so I could become the doctor. I wanted a job where I could help people both feel better, but also live healthier too. And it is a great privilege to be a medical doctor and have this job. People often ask me how I work so hard and what drives me, and there are a few examples that I'm going to give and share with you now. Firstly, my work is not done in isolation. It is not my work, it is a contribution of lots of people, and I work and know many people in the UK and also globally who both work with me and support me in different ways. These include friends, colleagues, and mentors. And many of my mentors actually do not realise how much they have taught me and helped me to develop the person that I am now. Also, my mother, who somehow has managed to bring up 3 young children alone after being widowed at a young age. She's always supported me and encouraged me with my work. I'm actually the first medical doctor in my family, which is quite fortunate because I have been able to choose and carve my own career path, rather than needing to follow a more conventional medical career, which was expected of me when I started out at medical school. When I started my medical training in Manchester University in 1988, I am ashamed to say that this was the furthest north that I had been in my whole career, because I'd spent the whole life living in the south of England. My happiest years were spent in Manchester, and it actually has been a real privilege for me working in some of the most deprived areas in Manchester, ranging from working in Style Prison to working in a single-handed GP practices, where I visited and consulted with people living from all walks of life. I was also very fortunate in Manchester University because I met my husband, Paul, in the first week of medical school, so in Freshers' Week. And it's not always been easy for us juggling on call, 3 daughters and various jobs in different hospitals over the past 36 years. But we have always managed to spend good quality time together, supporting each other and encouraging each other to have the right careers which we both enjoy and excel at. Without Paul's love, support, encouragement and intelligence to academically challenge me over the years, and the ability to look after our children at short notice, my career certainly would have never have developed the way that it has. He has also been very tolerant of me over the years especially when I myself was perimenopausal and became very short-tempered, very irritable, especially with him. I've always worked hard, and one of the most joys of my job is because it is so varied. So as well as being a medical doctor, I'm also an author, podcaster, entrepreneur, educator, medical writer, femtech founder, researcher, academic, but also most importantly, I'm a mother, a wife, a sister and a daughter. I have a very inquisitive brain. I'm a bit like an annoying 2-year-old who constantly wants to ask questions. And it's really important for all of us to challenge behaviours, to think about change, and to develop new concepts and ideas. I really love being stimulated with the work that I do. And so many aspects of my work drive me to continue to excel. The main drivers of my work, though, are the people who I hear from, especially through both my clinic and social media, who have been really struggling to have a voice, to be listened to be taken seriously, and above all, to receive the right treatment that they want. One of the things I learned quite early on when I was at school, finding it difficult because I was bullied for working hard as it wasn't a particularly academic school I went to, was not to compare myself with others or allow people to judge me in ways that are either inappropriate or incorrect. Leaving university and being expected to find your perfect job and career can feel really bewildering and quite scary. And I hate to tell you, it's actually not usually likely to happen. So although most of us are keen to have some sort of long-term plan and goals, I would have never imagined that I would be doing what I'm doing now or working in the way that I do. So that if I had been too rigid with my plans when leaving university, I would have been setting myself up for both disappointment and failure, and I wouldn't have taken many of the risks that I have done in my career. Also, I've always been creative with my time. I've tried to be as flexible as possible so I can achieve as much as possible. I work fast, some would say too fast at times, and I never try to put off tasks or work that I could do tomorrow. I want to get it achieved today. There are 5 things that I really would like to tell my former self, so I thought I'd share them with you today, and I hope that they will help all of you with whatever you decide to do in the future. The first is to be kind and honest. My father died when I was only 9, but 2 of the values he taught me were kindness and honesty. They cost no money, and they are absolutely worth investing in. Patients I consult with and the women I speak to are the heart of everything that I do, and I treat them all with the utmost respect and dignity. It's not just about being kind and honest to others, it's about being kind to yourself. If you look after yourself and be really honest about who you are, what you are achieving, and what you also want to achieve, then it is actually so much easier to be kind and honest to others. The second point is only worry about things that you yourself can control. Now, this sounds really obvious, but you cannot change people, and you cannot change certain situations. So do not spend your time and energy on things that are out of your control. I have wasted far too long expecting people to work in certain ways or commit to various projects when I knew all along that actually they weren't that interested. There is so much that you can change, especially aspects about yourself, so time and effort should be focused on these. The third point is someone said to me a while ago that we should look backwards. Sorry, I'll say that again. We should look forwards and glance back. Because as you are aware, it's impossible to change the past. And many of us have regrets of things that we have said or done, and we would change if we could go back in time, but we can't. There are often things that have happened to us that we would really like to change. But it's not possible, to go back in time and alter what has been done. And I believe, actually, that everything that has happened, both good and bad in the past, shape us in various ways in the future. We can change the present and the future, and that's what we need to focus on doing. Reflecting too much about the past and worrying about things that you have or haven't done can actually be quite counterproductive and can result in energy being used in the wrong way. So focus on what you believe in. If something feels right to you, then it probably is, and it usually is as well. It can be so easy to look at other people and think that they have a happier life, they have more money, they have a better career plans, they have a more loving family, they have a larger network of friends, or even more social media followers than you. But getting distracted by others means you are spending less time thinking about what you are doing and what you are achieving. The most important part of life is to try and be happy and feel fulfilled in what you are doing. If you are doing something that you believe in, then it's much easier to work and enjoy your work and also to achieve more. Also, enjoy the journey. Every day could be our last. I know that sounds very negative, but it's true. We really need to make sure that everything we do is as good as it could be, and also that it has as much positive impact to as many people as possible. So every time you exercise, make sure you do it with intention. And every task that you do, make sure it achieves what you really want it to achieve. And finally, journeys are destinations. They are never going to be straightforward. So often, I'm sure all of you have gone on a trip and we've had to change transport method. We've got lost, we've taken a wrong shortcut, or we've got distracted on the way. And that's the same for our life journey. Be prepared to be flexible, and taking others with you for part or even all of the journey is really important to achieve more and also to be happier. Many of us don't achieve the final destination that we were initially trying to reach, but it doesn't matter as long as we enjoy each and every part of that journey. So thank you again for this honour, and I wish all of you in the room all the best, whatever your future may hold. So thank you.